Okay. All right. It's been recorded now. So you want to make sure that you tap into your RPR on it and download the mobile app. It's going to help it. It's going to make you look like an expert. I have it on my laptop. When I'm a laptop, I have it on my iPad. So if I'm walking through the property on my iPad, I'm constantly giving them little information about it. Say, hey, the house next door. So this and that, it's just a great resource too. And like I said, I don't know if y'all can really see me. All you got to do is just click on it. Like right now in the area I'm in, it said that it's 4 distressed properties within this neighborhood. I could just click here inside of it, and it actually shows me exactly where the houses are located. And I'm able to say, hey, my investor, hey, it's 4 houses in this neighborhood that are going to be foreclosures. Let's go take a look at them. Let's go ride by them. So that's how great this little mobile app is. So please download the mobile app part of it. All right, the next thing we want to do, let's go up to the top. Let's get started with it on it. So I have a property that I just, randomly picked, and I'm going to, research it. So I got a potential lead on a house. The guy wants me to tell him exactly what the price he should market it at. He gave me the address to the property, so let's pull it up on it. So directly, of course, you want to make sure that you have it on all properties. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to type out 157, 156, or Mill Road. Okay, it's already pulled it up because I typed it in before. So we're going to look at this property right here. It's 156 Morris Mill Road in Atlanta, Georgia, 30327 on it. So this is the property. My client said, Jeremy, I'm thinking about selling. Can you tell me exactly, what should I list it on the market for? What's the comps coming in? I said, okay, I got you, man. I'm the best when it talks about pulling comps. I'm going to go to my information. I'll get it back to you as soon as possible. All right, so we got the property address. Once you put the property address, you're going to hit what? Search, the little search button. So the thing I love about RPR, it'll let me immediately know if that property was active on the market, if it was withdrawal, if it has been sold, because it pulls data from my MLS system because it's associated with the National Association of Realtors, so they tap into all of our information within the MLS. So immediately I see that this property has been on the market, but it was a withdrawal. And it actually gives me exactly the MLS number, just in case I want to go into my MLS number. I'm in my MLS system and see what realtor who was selling it for last. And it also lets me know the date that they withdrew the property. So they did it on December the 13th, 2019. So not even a year ago, they took this property off the market. So now I need to find out why they took the property off the market. Was it priced too high? What I'm going to do, because that comes in a whole lot on me listing this property. I need to know why it did not sell on it. So let's dig into it a little bit more with RPR. All right, immediately they let you know right here what they last had it on the market for. They had this property on the market for 1.8 million, and the RV value is 1.9. Right now I'm saying that, wow, okay, 1.8. Now the RP value is 1.9. Okay, it has to be something going on that is actually not selling at that 1.8, because it looks like a great price compared to what the RVM price is. And then if you want to know what the RVM stands for, once again, you have this little icon right here. You could just match the little I, and it'll tell you Realtor's valuation model. This is what they're pulling their information from the MLS system and give you their opinion of what the value was for the house in that particular neighborhood on it. All right, you have your refine value right here. And your refine value is what they're pulling comps for and what they feel like it should be value at. And then also they give you your comp analyst value. So the comp value is saying 2.2, the refine value is saying 2.1, the RVM value is saying 1.9, and they actually had on 1.8. So something's going on that this property didn't quite sell for that price because it looks like it's right below what the value is on it. So if you come down here, it gives you a little bit more information about how many bedroom counts. So it's telling you it's a 6-bedroom, 7-bath, single family home, 9,482 square feet. So right now they had it priced at $192 a square foot on it. And also this lets you know how they feel it is rate for pricing. You know, if they feel like the pricing is not adequate, is it too high, the star ratings will actually decrease. So it's a 5-star, which means that they feel like this price is right on point when it comes to value on it. So it makes me question even more, like, okay, why this property didn't quite sell. And if you want to see, of course, again, with the stars means, here you go right here. It's a score, confidential score that they give, and they have appraisals look at it and feel like what the value of the house is right here. So if you come on down here directly, you got a little bit more information. This is right here to let you know the history of the records of the property. It lets you know when it was put in the FMLS system, when it was put in the Georgia MLS system, and it'll give you a little history. You can always hit compare history, historical records, and so you can pull a little more information on the property directly there. You got a little more history right here of pictures. So you can come directly here and look at the pictures of the property. As you can see, this is the backyard. You know, I'm not really loving those pictures. That may be one reason why the property didn't sell. Nice house. And you have different views you can switch it on too. So if you want the overhead view, you can do it directly here. Here's the overhead view. You can change it. You can make it bigger, make it larger. If you want the street view, you can come directly here. Sometimes the street view is available, sometimes it's not. This particular situation today, they're not, the street view is not available. So we're gonna switch it back to photos. So as you can see, it has a little bit of photos. You can actually kind of go through all of them. You can go through them at one time by clicking on this button. For time purpose, I'm not gonna go through here. All right, you have a section right here that you can put in notes. These are notes that actually come from you. You know, if you're looking at this and you want to make notes about it, no other realtor will be able to see your notes, but only you. So if you ever go away from this property and the guy call you back saying, Jeremy, I really want you to list the property. I made a mistake. I gave it to somebody else that couldn't sell it. You can always come back to RPR, pull that property up, and see what the last notes that you had on that property. And I love that feature because sometimes you may not get the listing right then and there, but they may come back, you know, 5-6 months down the line and say, you know, I made a mistake by not going with you. But, you know, you're having a hard time really thinking about what you were saying, the negatives and the pros about the house. You can always come directly here that says notes and put your notes in here. And like I said before, nobody else can see it but you, and it's saved to your profile. You also have, you know, your owner's information. As we can see, this property is in the it's in the Inc. It's in a corporation on it, so that lets me know that it's a group that built this house, and I got to deal with more than one person to making a decision on if we list this property. All right, so you got your public facts, and then you got your listing facts. This is where you get a chance to say, okay, if it's true, if it's not true on it. Okay, so the public facts is saying 6 bedrooms, and okay, the listing saying 6. The public is saying 5 bathrooms, but the listing says 7. So, you know, this is your time where you can kind of go through. As you can see, I justified that it is a 7 bedroom. I came in here and said, okay, it's not a 7 bath, it's 6 bath, but it has a half bath on here, as you can see. So this is where you are putting your changes on it, so you can update it and you'll know exactly what's accurate, what's not accurate, what's real, what's not real on the process. All right, so as you can see, the public records don't have anything about the basement, and that's most public records. They always leave off the basement, or they don't give you any credit for your basement on square footage. So when you look at the listing, they gave him another $2,000 in the basement square footage on it. So you got your car garage, got your information on it. So like I said, if something's not there, you can add it directly here and you can hit save, and it will save directly up under it, and it will always be there along the way. If the acreage is not right, you can change the acreage on it. So that's just a way you can fact check. I call it fact check. And then you got another little section where you can write your notes here to keep your notes about, what was true, what was not true along the process of it. So, if you're a junkie on graphs, which, you're going to get sometimes, you're going to get a CPA, you're going to get somebody that's in the business section that love graphs and You have to look at graphs, several different graphs, and we're going to talk about a couple of them in a minute, but you have the medium estimated value graph right here. It tells you which one is your property, and you can actually see the trend of the house. So you can see what the value was back in 09 or 13. We had a decline right here in 2015, 16. It was real low right at the beginning of 17. And then at 17, our market started going up. Boom, it jumped up in value. And as you can see, it's been hovering around here. And actually, we're at 20, close to 20 right now. And it's at this value right here. So this is a great graph to give your clients information on what the trend of it. And so if you tap it right here, it'll actually pop up in the corner right there. It's at 1.9 and let you know where that estimated value is. And I'm not gonna go over all this right here. This is just a little bit more details. It's also will let you know if that property ever been in foreclosure or they was about to get foreclosed on it. And as you can see, they were about to foreclose on this property on 3/21/18. And auction, they had an auction date on it too. 4/3/2018. So it didn't foreclose on, which means that, you know, they got caught up on their mortgage and, you know, and they let you know the courthouse doors of Fulton County were exactly on it. So if you have a client that's looking for distressed properties and they're an investor, RPR is a great app for you because you can pull distressed properties and they'll pull if it ever was potentially going to be foreclosed on. So, and it's good for short sales too. So if you're trying to do short sales, you're trying to find out who was having a hard time on paying their mortgage, you can always, you know, pull up a particular area and then you can click on the little distress information and they'll let you know if they was ever filed or they went in any trouble. So you may want to reach out to them and get any more information from them on how you go about it. All right, you got exterior, you got locations on here, you got school systems. So when you do summary, just think about everything. It's like a combination of history, charts, redefined value, comps, and neighborhood all in one. Now, if you want to break it down separately, which we're going to do in a few minutes, you directly can, but I'm just showing you the summary part of it directly now. Got mortgage information. You can see exactly. As you can see, it was going to get foreclosed on, but what happened? They refinanced their property to save it right here. So they got out of that bad loan and got into a new loan, and that should let you know what interest rate they got, and that's a heck of an interest rate right there. No, I actually think that's like a 7% interest rate on it. So they got all the information right here. That's what I love. Tax records, deed, they tell you what kind of deed, warranty deed, special deed, if it was a foreclosure. So give you information. So let's break it down a little bit more. Let's go to the history of it. So we want to go to the history of it. Hold on, we got a question. Oh, that's so dope. Okay. I'm telling you, I love it. I mean, Sheena would love this. Sheena uses it all the time. I use it all the time too. It's a great source of knowledge if you're trying to do some things in it. So if you come in here, you can actually see the history right here too. So this will let you know the history. If it was going into foreclosure, it'll show a graph right here. If it ever got foreclosed on, it'll show it directly up on the graph. As you can see, this is where they, you know, adjusted. This is where they got a new loan for it right here. So this is when they bought it, and this is where they refinance it. It'll let you know a little history. This is let you, if you hover it over it, it'll let you know exactly what it is on it. And these are when the house was on the market. Let me see. This let you know exactly when it went on the market. Like I said before, this is lets you know when it was placed on the market too. So as you can see, this guy had the market for a while now. Look, he started here, drop, 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 drop. So that lets me know that he's been with several different realtors, or they've been with that one realtor and they adjust the price on it. So if you come here, right here, to let you know the value of it at 2.1. So if you want to know what these little graphs are, you can come down here to the bottom. It also lets you know the sales transaction, you know, when he bought it. So I think he bought this property and then towed the property down and said located in Buckhead and rebuilt this new house. So he bought it, you know, in 2015 for $505,000. knocked it down and came back with a big boy. That's what he definitely is doing for this property. Tax record. So like I said before, give you the history, the mortgage directly on it, let you know if it was distressed. They was almost getting foreclosed on, but they got saved along the way. So give you a little bit of information. Now, and then these are let you know exactly what the lines are. So it said distress. So this line lets you know exactly when he was going to get foreclosed on directly here. So if you're trying to get a little bit more information. So 2018 was a rough year. They was about to lose the house. All right, you got your charts too. So some people love charts. And I think if you put charts directly in front of your clients, that makes you look like more of a professional. And we all want to be in real estate to feel like this is our craft on it. So you'll never see a lawyer go in there without no paperwork. So you should never go into a house without your resources and your tools and your graphs, because that just gives more confident in that client thinking that you are that expert and you know that neighborhood on it. So you got your different kind of graphs here. You got your medium estimated value graph, your medium listing price graph. So you can kind of go here if you're a graph person. Some people are, some people are not. You can kind of use this to get a little bit more information. You can look at the listing volumes in that neighborhood right here. So it's a great, cool graph. You can see how many foreclosures in the neighborhood right here. That let me know that it's 4 pre-foreclosures in that neighborhood. So I need to go around knocking on somebody's door, because some people are about to lose their house in their neighborhood, and it's 4 foreclosures in their neighborhood on it. So once again, if you're working with an investor, this tool is going to be perfect from you. Or if you're looking for somebody, a couple who's looking to move in the neighborhood and there's not a lot of inventory in the market, you may want to knock on the door to people that may be losing their house, and maybe you can get a deal done quickly before they move with your client who's interested. And it also lets you know square footage with the price on it. They got 2.1 for it. How many houses, square footage price. When you really get into those $1 million houses, square footage price is very important. That's what they look at right there. How much I'm getting per square foot for my house on it. So, this is right now saying that they got that it should be at $226 per square foot. And they'll let you know exactly the range of how many houses have sold in their area for $480 a square foot. Has been 4 of them. 4 around it. So you can give your client a range of what square footage prices are in the area on it. You can actually do bedroom size. So, I'm not going to overload you, but you can see how in detail you can get in this particular area with the different information on it. How many houses are sold? They feel like our value is at 2.1 on it, but y'all can see how many houses have sold between 2.5 and 2.8. It's only 1, 2.2, 3. So I can know exactly, okay, I don't need to go over 2.8 because there ain't been that many houses sold in that area higher than 2.8 within our price square footage. All right, then we could come into redefine value. As you can see, I can get my value for it. And when you're talking about redefined value, this is where I get a chance to make some adjustments off of it too. So this is what I love right here, part of it. All right, say your client came in and they updated their kitchen. So the hardest thing for us as realtors, and especially if you're a new agent, is how much value do we give for an updated kitchen? That's the hardest thing. Do we get 10,000? Do we get 5,000? What do we give for an updated value account? The thing I love about RPR, they have some of the top designers and some of the top appraisers within this app. And so they have already started estimating the value of updated information in your neighborhood and your zip code that you're looking in. So let's go in here and let's say let's go to the kitchen, major. All right, so we got major kitchen remodel. We're gonna say he did an upscale because we're in an upscale house on it. So this gives you a little update what update means. It takes you 2,200 square feet, and it gives you a little bit more information. We could say he completed this on January back in 2017. And we're gonna hit add value. We're gonna say, I think it's worth, 15,000. All right, so they actually gave me an estimate. So after what that short period of time, but when he did it, they're estimating that that value of updating that kitchen is only 8,300. He paid 15,000 for it, but y'all already know about what? Depreciation on it. Y'all know about depreciation? So if you pay 15,000 for it now, next year it's not going to be valued at 15,000. So they're not going to give him 15,000 in the cost he paid for it. So you're going to hear your client say, "Well, Jeremy, I spent $2,000, or I spent $8,000 in painting, or I did this to the bathroom." Where that is a such thing as called depreciation, okay? If you do it now, it's not gonna have the same value 2-3 years from now. So they're saying the value of his renovation cost for updating his kitchen right now is 8,300. That's amazing, because y'all have a hard time right now going into a house and helping out when they came in, they redid the kitchen, and they telling you, well, that should be another 15,000 added on to the house because I did it. No, it's not another 15,000. You can actually show him this right here, and that'll help him calm down from 15,000. No, let's put 8,000 in value for it. So I love this right here. So you can come here and use it for, if they did the kitchen, they did the bathroom, they replaced the roof. If they did 2-story windows is a big thing. Say I'm playing around with this now. He replaced all the windows in the house. He did it in February of 2017. It cost him $12,000 for the windows. They only gave 82. They only gave him 82,000 right here for it. So as you can see, it's coming over here, and they give him our redefined charges, and they're giving him a little bit more value in it because he did take the necessary steps in renovating. Now, if my client didn't renovate and it's still the same, I got to come in here and make adjustments and take everything away that I put in here. He didn't do this. Let me remove it. He didn't do this. He didn't remove it. Let's go. Now we're back down on it. All right. So I love that tool. So use that tool. Now, it may be a situation where he does something and you don't know exactly. It's not in the category. So what you can do is you can come here and you can come down to the bottom, or you can hit add, and you can add your own amount directly in here on it if it's not there. All right, so this is needy. He needs to make some improvements to it. You could come here and say, okay, he needs to replace the roof, and you can put a value on how much it's going to cost to replace the roof. So you're going to actually take money away from him for not doing the what? Updates. Y'all need to do that. So we're going to say roof. He need to update the roof. And we're going to say it's going to take him on a big house like that. Whew, that roof could be at least $12,000, maybe $15,000 for a roof on that side. So we're going to put $12,000. Boom. As you can see, it's taking money away from him. Now, Anthony yesterday in his buyer's presentation, and I don't know if Anthony is online right now, but he was trying to do adjustments. He was trying to take money away from a house to adjust for the square footage, for the roof not being replaced. And Anthony got caught up in the middle somewhere, and I'm still laughing at it because he recovered real well, but it was a funny time. Now Anthony doesn't have to be this genius. He can come actually into RPR and come directly here and kind of start subtracting. We're going to say the floors need to be replaced in the property. To get the floors re-shine, it may take him, about, $5,000 to get them re-shine in the house. As you can see, when you come back up here, it's taking money away from the property because it's not in peak condition. This is where you can go in, and if the house is not in peak condition, you can actually start adjusting it, and you can see and you can show your clients why we had to have refined charges because some of the updates that they did not do.
Hey, Jeremy, can I ask you a question?
Uh-huh.
Is that where, if you have an older house, a lot of times they've closed in the garages and made dens or whatever.
Mhm.
So would I need to take away because they don't have a garage? Like, how would I go about
If they
coming
close in
up?
the if they close in the garage, and that happens sometime, to me, they gaining more square footage from the living space wise, but they're gonna probably be gaining a little bit more because the garage is just more of a want from a buyer because people don't want to park on the outside on it. So if they're going in and doing a garage, I would actually give it a little bump in it, but also it will probably equal out because they lose in the garage. So it's kind of like those. I get a little bit then, which gives me about 500 square feet, a little bit more. But then I come in, I can't pull my car in the garage, so it's going to be up on preference on that particular buyer coming in if they can deal with, not having a garage, but then they have a den on it. So on that one right there, I just have to really see it on the neighborhood on it. I probably would take away from it because most people want to come in and push in for it. So I would take value away from something like that.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so this is actually I'm going to speed up a little bit more because I'm already on close to an hour. You could do refine your value. So I could say location of market condition. Are the houses selling quickly in the neighborhood or they're not selling quickly in the neighborhood? Is it a hot market? Is it a slow market or is it average? I'm just going to say right now it's an average market. Houses are selling, but they're not flying off the shelf, but they are selling on it. Now, let's talk about my property. How is the exterior of my property? Do we need a little paint? Is the gutters okay? Is the landscaping okay? I think it needs a little bit more gutters. The trimming needs to be repaint. So I'm going to take it away from, it was equal. I took it away from equal, and I can actually take it a little bit lower. So this is where you're comparing it against your comps right here. The houses around in the neighborhood. Where do my house compare to the houses in the neighborhood? Am I on the same level, or I'm in the middle, or I'm inferior, or I'm superior? Inferior means that they are better than me. Superior means I'm better than them, just for definition wise. So I'm gonna say the houses in the neighborhood, man, they're a little bit better than me. Not much. So I'm gonna take it back up just a tad bit. I need to do something on the outside. Interior, I can say, okay, are those houses updated? Mine's are. Of course, you're gonna know the information by actually looking at your comps and looking at the pictures of it and looking at the neighborhoods. You can do lot sizes. You can do view. Do mine have a view? I said, no, this one don't have a real view. So let me reduce it a little bit because they don't have a view. Privacy, do mine have a gate or do the other ones have gates? Can somebody just walk directly into my yard? Those are some of the things that will help you with your refined value. And as you can see, when I start playing around with it, it brings the value down right here on it. So now I'm down to like 2.2 million on it. So you can do, here we go, comps. Let's go over to the comps. Now you got two options when you're doing comps. You got the comparable and you got the sales comps. Of course, we all know sales comps exactly is what the appraiser are going to use. Remember I did the CMA class last week, or was it first of this week? They're going to pull 3 sold, 3 active. And so if you want to look at yours from an appraisal opinion, you can come down here to click here. You can put your license number directly in here to do your analysis, and you can kind of go on directly from here. I'm going to skip this part. You can skip this part right here on it. So you can do it right here on the way. So I'm just going to leave it at comparable analysis right now. As you can see, it comes right here. It tells you different comp sizes. So let's create a report. You're coming directly in here. You're going to hit create report. All right, this is what you tell what type of report you want. You want a property report, and it's going to, if you go into property, it's going to tell you everything that you want on your detailed report. As you can see, this is a lot, but you can put the mortgage history on there. You can put the distress information on there, map, school review. It's going to give them a detailed report along the way with it. Or you can come up here and say, okay, I just want to get a seller report. You can do a seller report. Of course, as you can see, it's a little bit more simple on it. You can do a flyer if you want to, and you can just have all the pictures. So you can create a flyer for the property directly through here. This is what the flyer actually looked like So if you're ever on the rush and you don't have a chance to go into our marketing website, you can create a flyer for the property and show your client exactly how the flyer is going to look. So you got all these different resources of what you can actually do. You can send it out. You can do a mini property report. So if you want to do a property report, it's exactly what it's going to look like. You got to make sure you have your picture in there so it'll look all nice and clean. It's going to have the broker logo. You can tell what you don't want in there, fax number. So it's a different report. So you can do several different reports on it. So let's go back up here to property report. Now I can create the report right here by clicking the button, and then the report will pop up directly here, which is already popped up here on it. So I just wanted to kind of show you that part right there. So any questions so far on doing a CMA report? Let me actually show you what it looks like. All right, so this is the detailed report right here. As you can see, you got the nice house right here directly in here, has my information directly in here. I don't think I had my picture in at the time, so I just put it in there, updated. But it got the information, so when it do, it'll have my picture directly in there. Here's the map. It's letting me know at 1.82. It's what the value is directly in here. It has the information on it, interior information, school information, MLS pictures, historical pictures, seller report, property history. As you can see, it's a very detailed report. It's going to go on. This report is probably like 30 or 40 pages. But you can sum it up. You can take some stuff away. You can add some stuff in there. But as you can see, if you are an analytics person, if your client is if he's a CEO, if he's a doctor, and, you know, and they are big on the information stats, and this is what you want to give them. You know, you can still do it in FMLS, but I love the information out of this. And even if you take the information out of this and put with your CMA on the other one, it looks real nice on it. As you can see, it gives you a breakdown. It talks about the comps. Here's the comps directly that they pull versus the property. So you can do all these things directly in here. And I'm just, for time purpose, I'm just showing you what you can do. It actually shows each one of the properties. 2.9, 1.0, it let them know exactly 2.6, 2.9. So it gives them all the properties on it. You can tell how many comps you want to have, how many comps you don't want to have on here. Let's go back. So let's go real quickly. Any questions so far?
Yes. Quick question. I missed it. Did you have to do the same thing you do in MLS by selecting other houses, or does it automatically does it for the?
It can automatically do it. So when I choose sales comps, this is when it'll allow you to choose the comps that you want to. So let's confirm facts right here. So when you first get in here, you can confirm your facts along the way. Everything is good. I'm all right. Along with that, let's find the comps directly here. Okay. Let's see. So you see it found 3 comps along within the perimeter of one. So let's see, let me edit. These are my comps directly here. I can edit, I can take them away, add them if I directly want to on it. Let's see. All right, give me 1 minute. Let me make sure I got everything in here. We can adjust the comps. Here you go right here. So this is where, you know, when it pulls the comps up, it lets you know you can remove a comp, you can add a comp, you know, you can do everything. You can make an adjustments. What Anthony tried to do on the comps directly here. You can say, okay, I want this comp to be the first one to show up, or I can want it to be the second one because I feel like it needs to be second on here. You can say that this is where it comes, how far it is from the particular property. The square footage price right now, it lets you know how much each one of them sold for in square footage. These is, you know, more information on the property directly here. You know, this is weighted percentage right here on it, and it lets you know exactly what's the adjusted 1.9. So this is where you can say, okay, this is a good comp, this is not a good comp, I don't want this one, I want to remove this one. Of course, in this particular area, it found 3. If we do another property, it probably find out even more comps, and you just have to see which one you like along the way in. Did I answer your question right there? Yes. All right, let's keep on going. All right. All right, let me get off of this, y'all. All right, next one you got neighborhood. If you want to go into the neighborhood, which is very important. Very important right here. I love this tab right here. It's going to give you all the details of the neighborhood. And that's one of the things that your client wants to know. You know, as you got housing, you got people, you got, you know, economics, what they making, quality of life. Directly here, RPR is a junkie for information, which I am. Alone, I like to woo my client with information on it. As you can see here, on to the right here, to let you know exactly what the average houses in the neighborhood, price point directly here, age group, how many from 18 to 20. So the highest, everybody in there is between 35 and 55. Age, housing, we can go to housing. That was just a summary, so we can break it down even further. We can talk about, you know, house value right there. We can talk about how many percentage own and how many rent. So if you're looking at the percentage of in Atlanta, it's saying right now in Atlanta, 43% of the people own homes and 57% of the people rent. We have to change that. We are the ones who are changing that. You got more people that are renting places in Atlanta than actually owning places in Atlanta. Let's look at Fulton County. Fulton County got a little bit, 52% of the people own properties and 48% of the people rent. Let's talk about Georgia as a whole. Lord, that's a great number, 63%. You know, 37% in the United States. These are information, these are stacks that you can actually put out there to your people. 64% of the people in the United States own their home and 36% of the people rent. So that's some great information from you. It's Atlanta right here. So if you're in Atlanta right now and somebody want to ask you, you know, what's the average sales price of homes in Atlanta right now? What is it? 338,000. 338,000 right now. So that's great information. Like I said before, you're going to have a lot of information in here. Price ranges, square footage price, bedroom. So let's go to people. All right, so you got information, you got population directly in here, levels of our population right here. Is a zip code less than 9th grade. So this tell you how many people are educated or not educated, how many people have diplomas, how many people graduated from high school, associate degree, bachelor's degree, college education, graduate. You see, it's a junkie. If you are a junkie for information, but this makes you look like an expert. So I want everybody to be able to go on your social media platform and give this type of information out. This is what we get as being experts in real estate, this access to this information to make us look like experts. But if we don't use it, we're just not using it. Look at the school system around it. It's an A, you know, A. You can even click on the school and find out more information on the school. And give your telephone number of the school, give you grade, average, academics, average GPA is 3.6. I think that's good, you know, for the school. They rated the teachers. They gave them a A. Here are the public. Why they got to do it versus the public schools? And you know, that's so wrong right there. You know, they ain't got the resources at them. You know, sorry, that's a side note. They gave us a CCD, you know, on it. So let me back up real quickly to get back where I was at. Economics, I'm just gonna keep on, but I just want to show you how much information you can get about the particular area that your clients is looking in front of. Oh man, I hit the wrong button. All right, here's economics. Let you know the per capita, the average salary, 82,000 in this zip code that I'm looking in. The average income is 100 close to 150,000 a year. They're making close to 150,000 in that particular area. Unemployment, it just gives you all the quality of life on it. So I'm not gonna keep on going on. I just want to kind of show you, this is the levels of, traveling to work, quality. It even got water quality. I don't even know much about water quality, but they're talking about healthy because I know we got a lot of healthy people on here right now. So, I mean, it's a great tool. Look at this walkable score. Somebody, I think Leslie, didn't you just ask me about the walkable score? Score. I think you just asked me about this right here. Yes, it gives you the score right here.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Jeremy.
This is what you was asking me about, correct?
Yep.
All right. Walkability score. Here we go right here. 2. I don't know if that's good or bad, but out of 5 don't seem too good right there. So it lets you know how many people walking, and they ain't walking in that area because I think it's on a main drag, so it's not, it's not going to be great for walking. All right, so that's how you kind of dig into it. But let me show you one more thing real quickly. We're going to switch over and say, I got a client that's looking, say, Jeremy, I want to look for a house in Atlanta. And I want the zip code to be 30316. East Atlanta. I heard it's really, really. Can you pull up any houses in this particular area and let me know what's available? Okay, I got you. Let me search and see what houses in this area that are on the market. Now, let me back up real quickly. You can actually, when you come in here and put that in here, 30316, you can put price range. You can say, I wanted to pull up houses, 300,000, no more. My client said they want to stop at 600,000. I need at least 3 bedroom, at least 2 bath. Let me take it a little higher. East Atlanta, let's take it to 700. They got a little nice check. Let's see what's out here in the market. Give it a minute. Oh, okay, as you can see, we found quite a little bit of properties that's on the market within that price point right there. As you can see, it says 166. So we also pull in pending. So I can take away pending because I don't want pending. I can say, okay, I don't want to show bank foreclosure, but if you are working with an investor, because I know some of y'all are, you can just say, okay, show me all the ones that's in pre-foreclosure. And the ones that's in pre-foreclosure, I'm going to get a letter together and I'm going to let, hey, I can sell your house before you get foreclosed on. You see how valuable this tool is right here on it? And we got to be creative now in our market, and if you got some new agents, say, hey, look up pre-foreclosure and tell them, hey, let me sell your house before you get foreclosed on. Or send them a letter. So you can come in here, as you can see, you got the properties directly here, the price range directly here. You can narrow it down a little bit more if you want to. So you can say, okay, show me only the houses that with pictures. I don't want you to show me the houses that don't have no pictures on it. And you can go directly in here and you can say, let me apply all of them. Okay.
Hey, Jeremy, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to just be pulling whatever's active for pre-foreclosure, or is it showing off-market homes?
Nah, it's not going to show off market. It's just going to show the ones that's active. And it'll show you pre-foreclosure too.
Oh, that are on the market.
Yeah, they're on the market. And then I can narrow it down and say, okay, I only want to see the ones that's distressed. And it'll pull those in there too because it taps into the county tax records. So if they file something about to be foreclosed on, because the process is when they're going to get it foreclosed on, they file the paperwork within the county. And so if it files in the county, it's going to pull up the information directly here.
But it would already have to be listed, right?
No, it'll show you before it's even listed.
Okay.
Okay. You got me? All right. So it'll pull pre-foreclosures, which means that it's not currently on the market, but they're finna ready to go through the process of being foreclosed on. So if you're looking for those type of properties, and also distressed properties, which means that they already foreclosed on it. So I can say, okay, let me just see. Pre-foreclosure. Only show me those right now. And I can hit apply. So right now it's not showing me any in that area that are pre-foreclosed on. But if they were, it'll let you know directly that right there. You got me? So you can actually put a zip code in there and you can say, hey, show me the ones that are pre-foreclosed on, and it'll let you know which ones that are pre-foreclosed on. Or they'll say, show me the ones that are stressed properties, which means that they're about to get ready to lose it. And I hit apply, and then they'll show me directly the ones, these are distressed properties directly here. On the way. So you can kind of use this and kind of play around with it to pull up all the information you want in those particular areas. So let's keep on going. Any questions on that? You got a map. You can do the map view to see exactly how far those properties directly are, you know, on it. You can say, okay, I love that. You know, map is showing real good, you know, everything. It'll let you know exactly right. So you can, of course, I'm always want y'all to kind of use your FMLS to really search for properties. But if you're trying to look for special things like distressed properties and foreclosure, I think this it will be real good. And also you can kind of use it for searching for properties too if you want to. It's just all of them directly on you. You got different, you can show by counties, you can show custom areas, you can do an aerial view, you got the point of sale right here. You can say, okay, my client wants me to be close to the hospitals. Can you show me exactly where the hospitals are? It'll show you the hospitals, it'll show you where the grocery stores. As you can see, it started pinging all the different grocery stores that are directly around. I want to be close to the fire station. You can say, I want to be close to the fire station, and you can add that to your thing. And then as you can do, so as you can see, it's letting you know exactly what these different locations are. Convenience store. So as you can see right here, it's telling you exactly it's police department, protection on it. So this helps you out if your client said, I want to be next to a restaurant. You can do, okay, where's the restaurant? Oh, that's a retirement. Let's go back here. Let's take the grocery stores, take this off. Let's do it. So let's see where restaurants are, right here. Now you can see what those properties on the market, where your property, your client is looking at how far they're going to be from different restaurants. So if you got a client said, I love to walk to eat, all that type of things, you can actually come here and see it. Retail, post office. So those are, you know, you got people, you know how you have sometimes doctors that want to only be a certain, you know, amount of distance from the hospital. You can actually see how far it is from the hospital part of it. So where's it? All right, you go hospital, and they'll pull up hospitals. So you can come back here, and as you can see, it had located everything on it. So you can kind of play around with this tool. You know, you can draw on it. You can put a radius on it. It's a lot of things that you can actually do along with it. Any questions so far?
I have a question, Jeremy. Since this website has like a slew of information about the properties, and you can come here and you can do a CMA, why, just in your opinion, why would I go here versus FMLS? Because we just had the FMLS class. So
yeah,
why would I go to one over the other?
That was my question too.
I think FMS looks prettier. You know, presentation, you know, whether it's Birmingham MLS, I think the MLS, I'm all about presentation. I think the layout in the CMA in the Birmingham or the CMA in Atlanta, both of them I think I like the aesthetics look on this one a little bit better. I guess you want to say it. It's on you. You know, you can like this one a little bit better. When Anthony came in yesterday, he had a report directly from RPR. You know, when Tanasia came in, I don't think Tanasia had one. Somebody else came in, they had it from FMLS, or you may have it from the Birmingham MLS. Rashawn may pull hers from the Birmingham MLS system because we got Birmingham on here too, so I'm talking to them too. It's just on you on which one you like, but I like to make sure it looks clean.
Yeah.
Now, if I got a client who's a CPA and who's a doctor or who's a lawyer and they're very sophisticated and they want information, they just don't want that. I think FMLS gives you the basics, and this gives you that punch of knowledge that you have on it. So if your client's a junkie for graphs and information and statistics, you need to go to RPR. And if your client is, Corey, not too fun on it, they're just going to go off of your opinion, Jeremy, just tell me, what should I do? I'm going to go with I'm going to go with just my MLS system. So just kind of on you.
Okay.
So anybody else? Oh, okay, so let's ask some questions. I know some. Let me see. Sheena, are you still on?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, you use RPR a lot lately. What do you think? What are you using it more effective for? Are you using it for researching? Are you pulling comps, pulling properties up for it? I just wanted your opinion on using RPR.
Sure. Well, lately I've been using it for two things. Basically, to look at market areas since I'm not from here and haven't been here that long. It's been helpful just to give me an idea of, what I can expect as far as price points, what's available in the area. And then most recently, I used it because I actually had a seller reach out to me who was listed with a different agent. And they wanted to term the relationship and were interested in me representing them. So I put together a seller's report for them. And what that helped me do is give them a realistic expectation of, what the average days on market are for that area and their price point. And I mean, they were just so impressed because they said that their agent prior didn't do anything like that.
Yeah, so that's a good thing. So like I said before, I use it for data, information. If I'm going in the area and I need to know a little bit more, what's the medium income, what's the, school system, our FMLS system don't give you that type of information out of it. RPR does. So you're going to be using back and forth between the two. I just like the look of FMLS CMA on it. But if I'm dealing with a client that's, I know I need to put it together, and I know I need to come with the details of the property, and I know I need to look like an expert in the area, I'm going to go to RPR so I can learn as much about that property before I walk in. We had a listing presentation yesterday from our new agents, which Shawana did it, and I was telling them that people are going to choose the local specialist to list their house. So you got to come in with this type of information showing that you are a specialist in that area. So I think that's one of the things you can really do for me. All right. So please download the mobile app. I think it's a phenomenal mobile app. Actually share some of this information on your social media. I put in the group chat different articles, and I'm gonna start doing that every day for Birmingham and Atlanta. Different articles that I think that your client may want to know. Okay. Hello. All right. I think somebody ready for Thursday night. Something up in here. Right? Lorenzo, do you use RPR? I know you deal with a lot of investors and looking around for distressed properties. Do you use it, RPR, any for that?
No, I usually use Remind.
Okay.
All the same information.
Yeah, so that's another software system, Remind, but RPR, it'll give you the same information as Remind, I feel like, too, on it. So I just wanted to make sure that everybody actually knows about this particular software system, especially if you want to be looking like an expert. And I think it'll be phenomenal for you. So if we have any more questions?
Nope.
Okay. All right, y'all. Seem like y'all ready to take over the world. I know I see some people already started dropping off the calls. So if you have any more, I appreciate it. If you have any more questions, give me a call. I love sit down, talk about things like this, and play around with it. It is a YouTube. You can go into, they got a YouTube page for it, and they can give you a little bit more details on how to do a little bit more things. You can actually customize your flyers and your CMA in here too to make it look a little bit more prettier. So it can actually do the same thing as FMLS on it too. But please use this. It's free. You have it. Become an expert. Download the mobile app. And I hope y'all have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Jeremy out.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Thank
Thank you.
you.